the grand final. It has been 9 months leading up to this, and maybe even just a bit of a tidbit of a spoiler towards the championships. These two teams have earned themselves across 9 months into those finals, into a $100,000 prize pool, and most importantly, the biggest prize ever in an individual tournament for either of these teams. And now they have to prove that they can win it right here.
Again, like that last match was just so important for Cringe Society. They've guaranteed themselves 30,000 USD, which is just an unbelievable amount for like us Australians down here. So they've got to be feeling so excited, but also so exhausted, Yummy. It must be so tiring going through that kind of stress.
And Cringe Society, they keep going strength from strength. They go the perfect sweep. They get into a Game 7, which is tough in its own right. But is that enough to take down a storming Ground Zero? They're looking to take their 7th tournament win, their 7th event win more than anybody else, to be the first team to get the second major in OCE. But it could also just be Cringe Society joining just one of 2 other teams to win majors in the region.
Yeah, I'm sure Cringe Society have something to prove. They haven't won a regional or major since Event 1, Split 1. So it's been a long time. They've secured that second spot from just such consistent second place finishes. But right now, they'll definitely be looking for the #1 title.
And it looks like Cringe Society's ability to defend continues. Their chance to control the pitch, not quite there as Ground Zero have been managing to get on the attack, create a few opportunities, hit the backboard a few times, but nothing too threatening just of yet. As Amphis still keeps this forward, there's a chance, but it will get cleared out by Deca.
It's been ridiculous today just how amazing Cringe Society's defense has been, but we've also seen Ground Zero absolutely popping off in the quarterfinals, a bit more quiet in the semifinals, but you can see still they're just such a consistent team able to generate this pressure.
Yeah, I've loved watching how clean they could possibly be. It hasn't been the best year for them in terms of consistency, but they have always managed to come within the top, and now they are doing it once again. Ground Zero will have to be careful, especially since they've had some time off, a potentially slow start team. If they lose a couple in the first game, well, they showed Cringe Society what they can do as soon as they get onto match point. They will eventually take it, as finally we do see a little bit of Cringe Society attack. A huge demo, an open net, but just defended out by Amphis.
Yeah, we didn't see that many demos last time, but Cringe Society, they've been very big on these all throughout the year, and you can see it now. It's how they're looking to take down Ground Zero.
Most importantly, we didn't get to see all of the Cringe Society offense at all. We didn't get to see the infields. The demos weren't there, and yet we're starting to see a few of those already in this Ground Zero series. Maybe a little less nerves because, well, they've already done everything they've set out to do. This is all bonus from this point.
Well, I think it's great adaptation as well, because against that aggressive Renegade style, it's great to sit back, play more calm, be more defensive. Torso's flipping there. But right now they're noticing they need to pull out a bit more, and that's why we're seeing those demos, we're seeing these passes come back into their playstyle.
Bit of overcommitted defense coming out from Ground Zero as well. All 3 in the corner. They definitely want the win. They would say that this is their major, that they deserve the win and deserve the crown of taking the majority of events throughout the season, just given how well they have played throughout. That doesn't matter. It all comes down to this series that could determine just that. 1 minute 20 remaining. And it is still a 0-0 game as Express almost comes out clutch.
Yeah, Express almost gets it. And yeah, both teams just kind of getting stuck in the midfield now. No team either to get a big chance, but you can see Express there trying to make that solo play happen. But normally that's what we see from Amphis and Torsos. They're the ones to watch for those kind of plays.
Oh, it's funny to see the growth of Express to just how much he's turned from the player we called the glue, the strength player from behind, to the player all the way in front, and that's got in! Jules, he's found the crossbar! Cringe Society continue their form.
And just lurking in front of net, just Jules so aggressive. You don't normally see him there. And again, he's just making those adaptations. They're really looking for the win, Cringe Society, and they want to do it in this first game.
Well, Jules in the past has had the problem of being too close at times, and this time he was in the perfect position, just giving himself enough room to find the crossbar. This is what we wanted to see as 37 seconds rings on the clock. It'll be a chance here for just Cringe Society to just run down the clock. But Torsos will stop it. Ground Zero, great at scoring these 0-second goals as they have 26 seconds left. Amphis puts the shot on. Decker makes the save. It's still ringing forward. Torsos! He's found the top.
Torsos finds it. I was just thinking, Cringe Society, they've been so good at defense, but you can see just how aggressive Ground Zero are here. Torsos coming in as the third man. He ties it up with 19 seconds left.
When you take the reins off of Ground Zero, when you take the muzzle off and they go full attack in those final seconds, they are deadly. Sometimes they don't do it in the midfield play, but Drippe trying to get a one in the regulation time. It's right in front of the net, but Jules is just going to keep it to the corner. He's not going to go too risky just yet, as now Decker looks for the infield pass to Drippe, but it goes a bit too close to the ground. It still stays high. Amphis and Decker in a race. It hits the backboard. Jules! Oh, so close.
Yeah, now we have overtime. We'll see will both teams keep up this aggressive positioning they've been doing. They're both really playing more aggressive than we normally see, especially out of Cringe Society. But there's a big counter-attack.
But Torsos, he'll get it. He pushed up forward, trusted Amphis to beat Decker, and he's well rewarded.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere. Amphis just cutting out the play and Cringe Society not respecting it. And it's a surprise because they were so good at shutting that play down against Renegades. But Ground Zero, they're the first ones to take the game in this series.
What a great start here for Ground Zero. Maybe needed a little bit of time to warm up, it seems. But by the time you give them 10 seconds remaining, they are going to carry away with that one. So Cringe Society still not within... still not without reason. They played that quite solidly, but they may need a little bit more, Jake.
And, you know, Cringe Society, they're not in a position they've been used to this weekend. They've been used to starting these games out strong, getting these big leads, almost getting reverse swept and then finishing it at the end. And if Ground Zero start to run away with this, I think the thought of having to reverse sweep after that tiring semi-final, that could be very difficult for them.
Yeah, I mean, at least they know that they have done it before, but let's not talk about the reverse sweep yet. I think that was closer than we may have seen in the past, as, you know, Ground Zero did take the advantage in the shots, but only by one. Ground Zero started off well, got some good pressure, but it doesn't matter when you've got Jules scoring your goals. And in fact, if all of Cringe Society are scoring their goals, they are very tough to beat.
Yeah, it was really impressive from Ground Zero. They set up the pressure really nicely. They felt like they really controlled that midfield. But you're right, Yummy. It feels like at the moment Cringe Society are looking a little more dangerous on the counterattack, but Torsos proved us wrong there in that overtime finisher.
Well, the biggest fear factor for me for Cringe Society's chances is that we could just still see Torsos or Amphis pick it up and have a huge solo performance. Either of them are capable as they head to game number 2. At the other end, maybe hoping for Drippe to have another performance like he did in the semifinals.
Yeah, we talk about Amphis and Torsos, but Drippe has certainly done his fair share of just absolute amazing games for Cringe Society, really carrying them to victories just through the sheer amount of goals he's able to generate almost single-handedly.
You can already see Torsos is wanting to be that star. He's made 2 big plays right in front of the net. Amphis will dunk that one forward too, as Express is getting chased around by Jules in his own half. He avoids it. Something that Express has always been good at, probably because he's the best demoer in the region.
Yeah, Express has always been the player to just chase everyone around. So you normally get a feel for these kind of things, but Express is left in an awkward spot. Drippe going for that classic chip and chase that we saw was able to help them win that game 7, but it doesn't work out there. Oh, but this one actually goes in.
Huge accident. It was an attempted defensive pass by Amphis, but there was no follow-up from Express. He's missed, and Jules once again lurking in position.
Yeah, you don't normally see that from Ground Zero. They just weren't that interested in the ball, but Jules far from it, playing that very aggressive striking style yet again.
This is so important for Jules, and I know I've been talking with them. They brought in Siki because they needed a reset on mentality, especially for Jules. He was feeling down in the dumps. I think it's worked. He's played extraordinarily so far. He's in the right position. He's looking so much more confident. And most importantly, we haven't seen any of those weird Jules moments where sometimes he just misses a random ball or gets an odd touch. He's been playing really consistently.
No, Jules hasn't had the best history in those big, you know, do or die kind of moments, but he's been playing amazingly today, especially in that semi-final, and he's extending it here to the grand final.
Ball's actually just slowing down in the corner as well. It shows you that Cringe Society are happy to play this defense. They may not want to push for the second goal lead. Always a dangerous thing to go for when you've got ground zero, a demo, and it's a flick over the top. One last touch off the butt from Torsos will finish it off.
Yeah, it looked like Torsos, the defense is normally used to him just absolutely slamming these, but he gets the fake and it works out to tie up the game.
He's been going for a few fakes too, especially going for underneath, but ground zero demo game can be too strong. They go for them with such good timing. They go as soon as the shot's about to go in, so the defender has to worry about it. Now Amphis goes underneath, and they take the lead from the depth of being 1 goal behind.
And Amphis is just so incredible at these plays. The pre-flip to catch up to the ball. We saw in the top plays from yesterday, that flip reset he got. He's been going for them all weekend, and it's a really important one to take the lead in this game.
They're taking no prisoners. Ground zero, they've been undefeated all weekend. The only team undefeated in the group stage as well. And they want to keep that up, but Cringe Society will go for the counter-attack. A big clear down to Torsos as Jules keeps his forward. He's been playing a very aggressive first man, and it's been working out quite well for him, but maybe not well enough. Drippe misses that one, but it's going to go over to Jules. Up to Decker. But first is Express, intercepting in the midfield, ensuring no passing comes out from Cringe.
Yeah, ensuring nothing comes out of Cringe. Cringe haven't gotten a chance to be in Ground Zero's half recently. Ground Zero just pressuring them, but that miss from Amphis actually might open the ball up, but Ground Zero with the quick rotation.
They're not too worried about sending multiple players forward in defense. They know that the bumps are coming out from Cringe Society, so Ground Zero will send 2 to ensure that it does get saved.
Panic.
But this could be the painful moment. The Dorsos does get the follow-up. Great rotation, great mechanics coming out from him. And at the other end, Amphis looking for the flip reset, but Jules knows what's coming there. He's the player that used to be on Ground Zero, that played with Amphis for a while, so he knows what's coming.
God, this looks so scary for Cringe Society. Amphis is looking so confident. Torsos as well, his chance goes for the double flip reset. You can see just how confident Ground Zero are, just playing around with the mechanics, and they're gonna score. Express staying close forward and following up this really nice touch from Amphis.
It was chaos from confidence with Ground Zero going for double flip resets. Express stay right in front of the ball. How do you read that post? But he manages to do it, and he's always been able to sink his shots. A 2-goal lead here for Ground Zero, looking for a 2-game lead as they also get another one. Amphis steals it on the line, but that was all Express.
Yeah, and you can see from this game, Express, he's just been showing up again with that offensive style, showing that, like we were saying before, he's not just the glue, he's been pushing forward, and it adds so much to this team.
Express, I said he was the player of the year. You gave it to Torsos, and Amphis has been playing this entire tournament like he was player of the year. And you can see just why this team has been so successful. All 3 members of it are in that conversation, and they are now well and truly in charge of this game. They should be able to close this out, because Cringe Society haven't been able to get that many opportunities.
No, Cringe Society have been completely shut out. Ground Zero just rotating perfectly and just outspeeding them in this midfield. You can see Cringe Society still not able to get out of the defense with Amphis just following his own touches.
He's been able to follow him up and keep the possession away from Cringe Society completely. That's meant that 52-second game has a 3-goal lead. Ground Zero now in a position where no team would like them to be in, at least not versing them. 2-0 in the lead, a tough situation for anybody, because they are a team that can steal a game from anywhere, they can score a goal from anywhere, and it's going to be very tough as soon as you get that far behind.
Well, especially with Amphis and Torsos looking this confident, and with Express playing so aggressively as well. Just Ground Zero, they're really pulling everything out to get these goals, and Cringe Society, they're really going to have to start shutting them down and not letting them near their net.
No chance for Decker, but it's not going to be a goal. So 10 seconds left. Absolutely no shot bucko for Cringe Society. Ground Zero, well and truly, have taken this game, and I don't know, what a Cringe Society have to do.
I think Cringe Society have to take a timeout, because I'm not sure either, Yomi. They're just getting completely shut out. It might be a boost problem that it really just feels like they're just not able to compete in the midfield with the speed that Ground Zero are coming in with these challenges.
And that's what Cringe Society have been doing so well all day. They've been challenging the midfield, but I think that might have even been against teams that are a little bit nervous. And it doesn't feel like that at all. In fact, it feels the opposite. It feels like Ground Zero might be taking it quite lightly, maybe a bit too lightly at times. And, well, that makes it more difficult for them to keep them pinned in. They're going to be much calmer under pressure, despite some of the double commits that they've had in those defensive moments.
Yeah, Ground Zero are looking very confident. They're used to this situation. They've been in so many finals. They've won so many finals, and you can see they're just playing around. And that big thing we talk about, how difficult it is to translate scrims to game day. These guys look like they're just scrimming and having a blast.
It's awesome to see as well. I mean, this is what is essentially a brand new team at the top of OCE. It's forever been dominated by players at the very top. You know, your Torsos Drippe Jake combo from back in the day, always at the top. Now we have new guard. We got Amphis coming in here. We've got Express, who was always the bridesmaid. And now they're just a few games away from potentially proving that they are forever the #1 for 2021.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun today cheering for Torsos and Drippe. Drippe really coming through in that semi-final. And yeah, like, you know, there is new blood with these teams though. Amphis just really being that really, you know, influential player when he's popping off. And Deca starting to become a bit of a veteran, but still not really been on the best team for a long time, as we've kind of seen out of Torsos and Drippe.
Yeah, I mean, RLCS Season 9 did take the win, were the best team then, and, well, I mean, if you win the championship in RLCS X, well, then you might just be the best team once again, so he has the chance to go back-to-back, but so does his ex-teammate Express, and of course, Jules, too, was on that RLCS Season 9 team, so all of the Season 9 winners back into that championship, back into the finals here, as 40 seconds in, and a bit more of a relaxed start to this game.
No, we're seeing Ground Zero not pushing as hard in the midfield, giving Cringe Society a chance to push out, but I'm sure Ground Zero will start to warm up and try and shut them out again.
Ooh, good pass. That's something you need to shut down if you're Ground Zero. Express will get a clear. Up to Torsos, across to Amphis. Pass a bit too far forward for Amphis to reach, so he's going to back off. Let Deca have a play. Torsos gets the clear. Express and Amphis playing back behind that ball. It goes off the corner for the double to Amphis. Over to Torsos. He backs off once again. This first goal going to be so crucial, and it may be just a solo play, as it looks like both teams don't want to commit too much.
Yeah, you can see both teams are trading counterattack opportunities, but Ground Zero seem to be getting the better of the passes. Amphis sets himself up, but misses the big finish he needed to. Cringe Society with the great goal line save.
That's the position that you're really expecting Amphis to score from, and it goes the other end. Cringe Society take the first.
And again, another counterattack, just demo after demo. This is just so difficult for Ground Zero to deal with, and Deca makes the most of it, trusting his teammates.
You know the counterattacks from Cringe Society can be deadly. They came out in full force against Canberra Havoc with those counters. Ground Zero have to worry about that one, as Torsos actually flipped underneath the ball and has given another counterattack opportunity for Drippe, the chip and chase, as we've seen him go for all season long. It has been blocked out by Ground Zero, who now take it around the corner in front of net. It's still in front of net, and Torsos will find a freebie.
Yeah, a bit of a crazy one here. Jules just getting a bit confused, and Amphis just setting him up, threatening the bump, which allowed Torsos to just trust to push forward and make that goal happen.
Just made it so easy, the fact that they could go for that bump because Cringe Society were on their way back. They were desperate, diving back towards that goal. Made it so much easier for Torsos to read as well. So we'll settle back into a 1-1 game, and we'll see once again if both teams back off into more of a solo counter-attacky type style. Deca reading the pinch quite well, manages to keep it. Those reaction times in front of net have done brilliantly for Cringe Society today as well. That one goes over the top, but Express gets the clear, and we've got a Rule 1 in the grand final between Drippe, and I'm not sure who else it was in the net. We'll see if it's still on. It is. They're hanging out in that Ground Zero net.
Yeah, looks like they're respecting it. And I tell you what, Torsos really grinds out his twos. So I'd be worried if I was Cringe Society at the moment. But Amphis actually cuts free at the perfect time, almost getting a free goal out of it.
I think that was the Rocket League gods at play. It looked like Drippe driving forward up the back of that slope just rocked the boat a little bit as he was slightly underneath Amphis. So that's going to turn it back into a 3v3. No curses. I don't think it was purposely broken by anyone. Even still, we'll make it a normal game considering that the next goal might win. Also a crucial moment too. Jules looking for the double. He had one of these yesterday that made the highlight reel, but Torsos this time defends the backboard, gets it to the other end.
God, you can see just how much Torsos can do just by himself. He's always been that mechanical player of the region, but here's big passes coming out of ground zero again. But again, more crazy saves coming out of Cringe Society to shut it down.
Express has to worry about that. He thought he needed to save his teammate, almost pinches it towards his own net as another double commit, but look at Amphis recover. He reaches the roof, straight back down. He looked in trouble after getting bumped. Very good reaction times from the young lad once again. Probably, yeah, definitely the youngest player on the pitch and the least experienced. But he had a huge 2020. He's looking to continue on that form. 50 seconds left, a tied game. The next one should win it.
Yeah, least experienced, but like we talked about, he just seems so relaxed, just looking like he's having so much fun, going for these crazy mechanical plays that is making it so difficult for Cringe Society to deal with.
Ooh, interesting to see Torsos back off from that pass. There's a good infield, but maybe a little bit too risky for Torsos's blood. 30 seconds here, and Ground Zero will have an attack. They get the demo, it's open! The gates are open! Torsos will fling it in!
And Torsos just, the patience pays off. He just waits for his teammate to open the net for him. And Cringe Society, they can't afford to go 3-0 down against Ground Zero, but they only have 23 seconds remaining to tie it up.
Ground Zero showed that they were able to play even better at these moments. It's going to be the fake kickoff for Cringe Society. A potential chance as Jules is wide. Drippe now with a shot. That's on target as well. It only takes a few seconds, but Cringe Society have tied it back up.
And the fake kickoff pays off. It's normally Ground Zero the ones who's experiment with this, but Cringe Society, they push players so forward, so aggressive, and it was the perfect move to make to tie it up. It was looking dire there, but they did it.
The clutch factor coming back here for Cringe Society. They said they had it. They said before even the Renegade series that they had the clutch factor. They showed it in Game 7. They might be showing it again in what is a crucial, crucial game to prevent Ground Zero to get from getting on to match point. It will go to overtime as well. This is got to be nervous for Cringe Society.
It's a big game for Cringe Society. It's so tough when you're two games down in the series, letting that third one go. It can just be so difficult to recover from. But Cringe Society, we've seen before, they deal well in these high pressure situations, and you can see they're starting to sit back into that style they like to play.
Ooh, pass across to Express. He had to go for the pre-jump as he was getting bumped. And now it's just Amphis left on his lonesome, but he does build some room, prevent that counter-attack from being too quick. Decker gets a follow-up touch into the infield. Drippe hang back as that third man. Not where we want him to be, and that's going to be in. Torsos finds match point.
And kind of out of nowhere, Drippe just left completely alone, but Express does not let him get away with that clear. And you can see how fast Torsos is, how much he trusts Express to make that play. And it happens. Ground Zero go 3-0 up in the series.
So much pressure put on by Express right there too. He knew Drippe was last back. He threatened the dunk and the demo and knew where that ball was going to go. Great vision there from Express. And now Cringe Society in incredible danger. They are worried about the fact that this could be a clean sweep. And Ground Zero, well, they're the type of team that would be able to do that in a grand final.
Well, we've seen a team bring it back already today from a reverse sweep situation. Renegade's not able to go the whole way, but we've seen it happen. Cringe Society, they just need to start taking it one step at a time and shut out this offense coming out of Ground Zero.
We'll see if that is even possible. They have kept it close. We've had multiple overtimes so far. We've had great close one-goal games. but it's still that attack from Ground Zero that has just been too much at times. The demos, the individual plays, and I think at this point, Cringe Society needs to start throwing it forward, get more demos, disrupt Ground Zero.
Yeah, we're seeing Cringe Society, they're trying to play that style they like, just sitting back, but it doesn't work against Ground Zero. Their mechanics really are a step above everyone else in OCE, and that's why I think you're right, Yummy. They're going to have to push forward and make more plays in the offensive half.
I mean, those mechanics make them just love all the room that they get so much more. They're able to do so much with the ball with one individual play. It's not going to help. It's Cringe Society maybe pushing a bit more forward, but you can see Drippe hanging very far back. And in fact, Ever's going for the double demo. He's not even worried about the ball. And it has opened up the net. Ever's causing confusion.
And Torsos isn't letting anyone get away with anything. Again, it's that Express Torsos combo. Confusion coming out of Cringe Society, and that's not what they need to start this reverse sweep.
A rough start. I don't know what's going on in the locker room, but they need a pep talk at this point. As Cringe Society, they're on the verge of defeat, and not just defeat, but a 4-0. Something that, well, a lot of teams have had to face across this entire RLCSX season. And at least from this point, they have qualified for the championship, but they'll be wanting more. They'll be wanting to take it all. Emphas gets goal number 2. It hasn't even been a minute, Jake.
Ground Zero are just styling on Cringe Society at the moment. Cringe Society, they didn't take a timeout, and Ground Zero are just punishing them so hard again with just these mechanics coming out of Emphas. He's had such an amazing weekend with them.
I mean, in some ways, I can understand not taking the timeout. It felt so close for Cringe Society. They were getting the overtimes. They probably just felt they needed a little bit of luck or a little bit more to get the win. But it hasn't been enough at the beginning of this time as Ground Zero have really stepped up. They want to show that they're not just going to be the 2-time major champion winners, but they'll be the favorites by a long shot heading into that championship as well.
Oh, and they're going to get another one. No, Decker flies in right at the end, and I think it's up to Cringe Society to try and make these plays after the bit. No, there's a miss, and Torsos gets another goal.
Oh, we finally have our first Jules moment. He went for boost. He missed the ball. Express as well, faking him out a little bit, forcing him up to that one early. It's completely opened up the net. And at this point, I'm worried about Cringe Society. I hope they don't lose hope. They gotta keep going strong. A 3-goal comeback in 3.5 minutes, definitely doable. But look at that, Evers is pre-jumped from the other half of the pitch.
These guys don't care, Yummy. They're just having so much fun and just dismantling Cringe Society in front of it.
Oh, I can't believe it. As Ground Zero, they've done this all season long, but it did bite them. They went 3 games up against Riot Gaming at the end of last split. Then they started having a bit of a muck around and they got reverse swept. So they'll have to keep their game face on for a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah, you'd think they'd learn from it, but no, Ampha's deciding to pre-jump instead. Maybe it's a tactical decision, but right now you can see, even with Ground Zero being so confident, you can see Torsos flying forward. Cringe Society can't punish them.
I mean, they're so good in the 2-man defense that they can just send Torsos or Emphas or even Express so far forward for a demo well out of rotation, bringing the demo meta into OCE. In fact, I'd say it was Cringe Society who truly brought the demo meta in when Torsos was on that team, and then he took that over to Ground Zero. So he's got to thank his opponents for a little bit of his own play style. And 2 minutes remaining, Cringe Society struggling to even get a chance on attack.
Yeah, we had Cringe Society. They scored the goals earlier from those great demos, but they just don't seem to be able to get into Ground Zero's half right now to make anything happen. You can see Ground Zero still pushing forward, and with 3 goals remaining, 2 minutes, it's almost getting impossible for Cringe Society right now.
Cringe Society, that's their first shot on the board. They were 0 before that, and it wasn't even really a shot. That's how dominant Ground Zero have been in terms of possession on this game. Ball will roll in front of net, but no one's going to be that pushed up to be able to score that one. Drippe takes it high. It's going to hang there in front. Only a minute 30 left for the lives of Cringe Society, or will it be a dominant major performance of Ground Zero if they just keep this lead?
Oh, Amphas has learned his lesson. He's backing up a bit, but it actually leaves Cringe Society some space, and you can see now suddenly they're out of their half, but no one's ready to follow that up. Torsos getting the ball off them.
One shot on the board still, and again, not really a shot, more just of a hit towards the net as Amphis keeps that one away as well. A missed touch. Jules will get the goal. There's hope still for Cringe Society.
There's hope with 2 goals left. They really needed that as soon as they did, and Ground Zero kind of just falling asleep. I don't know what happened to Express, but Jules punishes him, and now we've got a game on our hands.
It's going to be tough to swallow for Cringe Society if they can't get a kickoff goal here as Torsos fakes it. Both teams going for it. Amphis looking for the double. He misses! A rare miss from Amphis on the double. Really didn't expect that one.
No, you can see Cringe Society didn't expect it either. It's Express's turn going for double flip resets again, showing that he has the mechanics as well. And with 40 seconds remaining again, Cringe Society, they need to make something happen now, but they've already been blessed once this game. Can it happen again?
Seems likely as there's 30 seconds left, or sorry, unlikely. Cringe Society have been unable to get to the other end for the last passage of play. Even still, Jules trying to get that ball forward. Express gets demoed out, but with 20 seconds remaining, slim hope for Cringe Society. Ground Zero may have just done it. 10 seconds, they have done it. They're going to take the major home. 2 majors, 7 events, all of the prize money and all of the pride as well. Ground Zero, your major champions, and they're going to go in so much in the lead heading towards those championships.
The gap between Ground Zero and the rest of OC at the moment is just crazy how large it is right now. Cringe Society, they have to play a best of 3 of best of 7s against a team that just 4-0'd them so convincingly. The gap is so large, and Ground Zero clearly the champions of OCE at the moment.
And after 9 months of effort, a roster change, and so many ups and downs, Ground Zero are gonna be your major champions.
Torsos racing down the field, but he won't have Amphis in support. And without Amphis on the field, Ground Zero, much different team, but Torsos comes in anyways.
Meanwhile, Drippet the other way gets the flip reset. It actually takes Torsos out. Amphis will steal it downfield to Express. Good save. Looking for a pass middle, but no one's there, and Amphis will start the drive. Does he have the flip?
Oh, my lord.
Ground Zero off to a hot start.
Seems like he's in multiple places at once, and that's the speed that Ground Zero plays with. Amphis double, it is in! Got it over to him, and Express just a little bit wide. Amphis coming in, and he's got his 4th.
Good work out for them instead of just giving up the possession and getting dunked like that.
No way.
No way!
Amphis last back. Get it by Misty. And tips it by. Now going for the solo play, and he will hit it. Amphis. Torsos trying to get it out to the middle. Will it stay up? It will. Express actually gets a nice pass over. Amphis at 0 seconds. What a play from Ground Zero.
Hello, and welcome back to the desk here. Your winners. Ground Zero dominating performance by them. You know, we got an incredible Game 7 series in the one before that mattered for the championships here. But Wave, it turned around and GZ's like, let's just get this over with. We're the best.
It was very, there was 4 out of 4 down there. And I said if they lost game 1, my faith in Cringe Society kind of went out the window here. And honestly, I think I wasn't giving Ground Zero enough credit for just how strong this team is. From beginning to end, they controlled this finals, Subi.
Yeah, there's no shortcomings. Offense, defense, midfield, boost control. You name it, they've got it all covered up, and they just put in some quick work throughout this entire major. And it was so fun to see, you know, not only just the smiles on their faces when they scored all those goals, but the passing plays that they were coming out with were incredible.
Yeah, this was just honestly more than I thought. I mean, I was kind of with Wave on this, where I'm like, okay, I think what we just saw, Cringe is probably going to have some sort of fight here. There's going to be a match or two at least. But no, it was just they just couldn't find their footing, and maybe it was the wear down from that Renegades match because that was a fight. But Cringe can walk away saying, "Hey, we got that championship spot," and ultimately that's where the big bucks start hitting. So Ground Zero takes this one, and to talk about the win here, Torsas is joining us. Torsas, congratulations on the dub.
Thanks, man.
Now, I want to talk to you here because, like, I feel like you guys knew that you're going to win this. Like, you know how good you guys are because you guys even opted, I think, to take a Rule 1 at one point in there. And, like, what was the mentality coming into this match? Did you feel confident that this region is yours?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think it was just really fun watching the semi because it was like two teams full sweating. We were just chilling, like, yeah, we're just 4-0, whoever wins, I guess.
Wow.
Love it.
What is it like? I don't know. Like, what is it about your teammates that gives you that confidence? You guys lost one game today. What is it about Ground Zero that is so consistent?
I don't know. I think we're just better than everyone else. Individually, like all three of us. And I don't know. We put in a lot of like effort behind the scenes as well, not just like player wise. So I think like we're just a well-oiled machine, you know. Just win. Yeah. It's easy.
Yeah, you could tell that you guys are a well-oiled machine. You all get along. That's apparent. 3 games dropped during the entire majors. That's unheard of. So a lot of work obviously went into this. So I got to know, what's the plan here for the off season?
I mean, all sights on the championship. It'd be kind of a waste to not, 4-0 that as well. So I guess that's what the plan is.
That was going to be my question here is now that you've seen people at it again, are you like, because you guys have said if you win all these regionals, you don't win championship, what's the point here? You thinking this is easy in the bag, like there's no question to it, no one else has risen up?
I mean, of course, it's not like that's not our mentality going into the series. We're like, yeah, we'll just chill out and 4-0. It's always like still full sweating and all that. Yeah. It's still gonna be like full try hard and everything. So I'm not feeling like I've already won.
Torsas, if your team were 3 anime characters, which 3 characters are they?
You're playing that,
question.
You're so confident in your team. I was like, is this like Gon and Killua? Are we like Vegeta, Goku? Like
anything about my team?
They are their own anime wave. They've got their own show coming out soon.
Watch it.
I'm gonna give you the floor now, just to quickly just shout out anybody you'd like. You've earned it, you and your team. So Torsas, the floor is yours.
I got flamed for not shouting out people last time, so I have to shout out Bo, our team, like org, own men, supportive men. Dan, our sleep psychologist. Jimmer, our coach. Don't know if I'm forgetting anyone extra who's not on my team. And my team, and my parents. Everyone around Cringe Society. They're sick, actually. I'm a good Cringe fan. That's good. Yeah, that's
it. Did you say you have a sleep psychologist?
Yeah, man.
That's so.
Gotta get up.
Give me some tips. Give me some tips. It's 11, almost 11 p.m. Give me some tips. Oh man,
you're gonna have to hire your own Subi here. Hey, it goes to show there's a lot that goes on behind a team that's this successful. So hopefully you guys can keep it up. Again, you got those championships on the line here. Your sights are set on it. So good luck going forward, and congrats on the win today.
Thanks, man.